Hey, what's up, Matthew? Thanks, appreciate it, man. Trying to get them all finished up. If I can get this paint open. There we go. Hey, Vigilante. Yeah, we're trying to finish this up. So you're at work or you're just goofing off today? Just gonna do some dry brushing and get this done. Yeah, Hulk is, the body is pretty much finished up. He's actually laying on the floor next to me at the moment. I had him up at the beginning of the stream. Sort of give you a preview of it. Try and lift him up a little bit. Oh, Jesus, he's heavy. So, it's kind of where we're at with it. The jeans are all done. Skin's all done. So, just gotta finish up the base. I did working on a video of when I painted up the skin, so hopefully I'll have that up as well. But I figured today I might as well just have a little fun. Client wants just basic street colors on the base, nothing like no lines or anything. So we're just gonna just keep building up layers. Actually, what I could do is I can put a picture up on the screen. That'd be a good idea. Let's see. Image. Hulk. That should work. Hopefully that's there. Keep forgetting about OBS, what I could do with it. Now you didn't miss the body paint up. It's a whole video separate because I had to do it in the garage because he can't fit in this booth. So I'm doing a video on the paint up of the skin. Hopefully Sunday I'll be able to start working on my new airbrush booth, and I'll be able to start doing these big items here. This thing is getting ripped out, so that's another video too. It's going to be a dual airbrush booth. It's going to look, hopefully it'll look nice once it's done. This booth is dead. It's on its way out, so it's time to make something nice. What I did with this is I painted it all jet black, and now I'm just gonna keep layering colors over it. Just easier to do it that way. throw some random transparencies all over it. Payne's gray, where's Payne's gray? Here it is. What's up, Marco? Try to get here a little bit closer. Yeah, everyone's losing their minds over stuff right now. I can't even finish a couple projects because I'm waiting on stuff to ship to me, so... And everything's delayed. So I'll just keep painting and getting stuff done that I can get done. The Samurai Wolverine you're doing is coming out pretty good. You almost finished the top half of him yet? Hey, Raccoon. Guess everyone's starting to show up now. Yeah, I figured that that Wolverine was going to take a long time to get done. So much detail on him. Slowly getting there. Did you do a video review on the Dracula? I don't think I saw it. Maybe I didn't. I'll have to check it out when I get a chance. I'm so behind on stuff. I've had other crap house shit to deal with, but whatever. Nah, Nate, my New Year's resolution was whenever Nate comes in, it's going to be done before the end of the year. I have a few to paint of Nate though, so it's not just mine. So I'll probably paint the other people's first, and then I'll save mine to like, you know, near the winter. So I might do a little extra with mine, but I'm not sure yet. Figure I'll get everybody else's done first, and then I can work on mine. Might do some add-ons, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm excited about Nate. That's like, I've been wanting to make one for years, and I mean years. I just never found a statue that worked. But now, we got one made specifically for him, so it's another grail off the list. Thank you, Matthew Williams. Yeah, I want to get Hulk out of the house. I'm sick of looking at him. Only because he's just so heavy and bulky. Can't maneuver him at all. I think you guys will get a kick out of my poor man's airbrush booth I made in my garage to paint Hulk. It's pretty, only way I could really do it. Once this is done and the client likes it, I can put the video up of the paintwork on it so you guys can see how that worked out. At least the base is pretty straightforward, not really much to it. Right now I'm just trying to create that there's illusions like concrete, a little bit of dirt, and then regular dirt. Using Garage Kit transparencies, they're pretty good for stuff like this. That's looking pretty close to a street, cracked up. I'm just spraying randomly, I'm not even thinking about it. But overthinking something like this, you just run into problems. Yeah, that's what I could have done. Hulk's so damn heavy, I don't think the client would even realize if it was actually concrete from the street. Yeah, he didn't want a street line, like a yellow or white line. He wanted to keep it just like this. But from the factory, didn't really make it look like there was dirt at the bottom of it. It just looked like it was all just a slab. But he wanted to make sure it looked like dirt underneath. But there's a lot of transparencies in there of green, ocean blue, Payne's gray, brown, wood, all colors from Garage Kit Colors. You just keep doing layers and layers and layers, and you create like all these different colors all over the place. It works that way. I just hit some dark here, some dark there to look like it's, you know, breaking a little bit more. Now usually at a point like this, what I would do is spray it down with Tester's Dull Coat. But I don't want to pass out in the studio right now. Tester's Dull Coat usually like melts the colors together a little bit. It kind of works out pretty cool. But I'll pass out with that. Alright, I'm going to go in the garage and spray this down and let it air out. While that's going on, we can start working on that Catwoman statue. The garage kit from DXA Design, I'm sort of putting it together. Kind of start messing around with that. Because this is just about done. All I really need to do with this is just Tester's Dull Coat it down and then let it seal, send pictures to the client, and then see what he says. But we can start messing around with her for now. Let me just go spray this down real quick. Alright, so while that base is curing up and drying, I pretty much got her all together. I attached her head, I put the ears on, I attached the hair. She's going to be one solid piece mostly, except this arm is removable, so I set that up with a magnet. The main thing we're going to try to do now is this arm is very, like this piece right here is going to snap. So what I'm thinking of doing is attaching this arm permanently and make a better rod here. And then I'll just have to paint this as it's attached, because if we make this removable, this will just, as you can see, it's just going to snap. So that's just asking for trouble. That's the only downside I think with this kit, is just this piece here. But if you put a metal rod here, it won't go anywhere or do anything. But I'm going to try to keep this piece. So I think what I'll do is I'll snap it, and put a rod here. Something like that. So what I would have to do, Dremel a hole in here. I'm trying to think here. Except I'll lose this piece, that'll never stay. Let's see. Alright, we're just gonna go for it. Screw it. Basically just cut this right off. I'm going to garage and drill this real quick, and then we can start seeing how far this rod will go and what I gotta do. Alright, so I drilled a hole in there. Probably gonna have to sort of bend it a bit. Give it a little bit of a bend. Yeah, this is DXA's like the female line, I guess they're messing with now. But I think they're doing like these type of females, and then they're gonna do like DC stuff, and then they're gonna keep doing the Age of Apocalypse. something like that. Alright, so what I should do is cut this off and drill a hole in there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So we'll cut this off like here. And I'll drill a hole in this one. There's a guy I know that I've done some work for. He's got a couple Spider-Man female sculpts he's been working on, and I don't know if he's in the chat or not, but I told him, I said, get those out. I know a lot of people would want them. Where'd that bar go? Where'd it go? There it is. Alright, so... yeah, that should be great. I'm gonna have to sculpt this on and then bend it. Sort of like that. This one was going to be tricky no matter what. So I just put a dab of glue in there for now. Take some of this glue off. And hit it with some Insta-Set. Same thing with this. Alright, so now we got a rod there. But making it removable will probably break. So I think what I'll do is I'll sculpt a little bit of a notch here, maybe sculpt something or rope around here, and then attach the arm at the end and like drill through this and lock that into place. The smell of Instaset? I hate Instaset only because I spill it everywhere all the time. I gotta get some kind of a good dropping bottle for my Instaset because these I waste so much spilling it everywhere. Matthew, I used to go to New York Comic Con a lot, but I stopped going because it's not really about comic books anymore. It became like cosplay anime convention, and I used to like to hunt old comics and statues. Plus I moved South Jersey, so it's pretty far to go to. The only other thing I think I'm going to be doing in May is the Meadowlands, I think it is, has that one comic book convention, so me and a couple friends are going to go there. I just go to hang out. I really don't like, you know, just go hang out, meet people, buy stuff, and that's pretty much it. Though I think this year for Jersey Fest falls on a weekend where I might have a family event, so I'll probably definitely be there Saturday, but I don't think I'll be there all weekend. Alright, so that versus this, which would have probably bent and snapped. Yeah, see, it already, yeah, it's got to be attached. That'll just scrape. We're going to try something a little different. It should work. This camera a bit. Don't need too much eaves, just a little bit. I don't really know about colors yet. I know she's in a black outfit. I don't know if we're doing latex or if we're just going to do straight black or flat black. As far as the hair, I think it's going to be like maybe black or really dark brown. I'm not sure. It's based off of artwork of this, like, Catwoman. I don't remember the artist's name or who did it. But a pretty much straightforward, you know, Catwoman. I've been putting late nights into this. I've been doing a lot of projects for other people, and then I've been staying up late trying to get this done. Alright, let me wash my hands, get this crap off. Yeah, Mark, I've used the freeform, you got the freeform air or the freeform sculpt? The freeform air I used all the time. I did do that one video of testing out the freeform sculpt. It's good, but it's tacky as all hell. Like, it's just, it sticks to everything. It's unreal. Alright, so we're gonna add a little notch at the end of this. Alright, so yeah, that sculpt stuff, I did do a video on it. It is, it's not bad, but it's very, very tacky. So, like, I would never use it to sculpt onto a statue like this with that stuff. I would just use it for, like, bases and, like, nature, land, stuff like that. Yeah, it sticks to every tool. Doesn't matter what tool you're using, that stuff sticks. If you want, after I finish this, if you're still around, I'll pop out the container and I'll mix some and show you. But yeah, if you use it on like a metal tool, like even a smooth metal tool like this, it'll stick right to it. It'll stick to wax paper. If you use a little baby powder, it won't stick, but then if you want it to stick something, the baby powder gets in the way. And if you use a paintbrush with this stuff, forget it. You lost your paintbrush in a second. I mean, don't get me wrong, the stuff is good. It's just, I wouldn't use it like Aves. I would use it more for bases. Like like say you're working on this Catwoman and you want to do like rocks on the base or you want to create something. I think with the freeform sculpt you can sculpt like rocks, use some baby powder and do some cool stuff with it. But like if you want to sculpt like you know, like a zipper onto this item with the freeform sculpt, it'll never work. At least I don't think I could get it to work. But that's not to say if you try it, you might love this stuff. I don't know, but for me, like, you know, like I mixed up this Aves, and it's not sticking to my fingers, you know, and I use the solvent. It's got a little residue, but it doesn't really, like, stick. So... Hey, what's up, Storm Shadow? No, it's Catwoman. DXA Designs Catwoman. While the Hulk base is drying, I figured I'd get this worked on. Bunch of holes here from casting. Alright, we're gonna see if this works. She had rope around the top of it, so we're gonna wrap rope around it. No, Storm. I haven't played Street Fighter since Street Fighter 4 went to hell. I never picked up the new consoles. I played Street Fighter 5 at New York Comic Con when it was in testing, and I knew how it played, and I didn't like it at all. So I just sculpt and paint all day now. See if we can get this to work. I do miss the Street Fighter days though, that was a lot of fun. Come on, get on there. Okay, so that was a pain. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, after Street Fighter 4, they dumbed it down, at least in my opinion. And when I played it at the New York Comic Con Street Fighter 5, just the core engine, I remember going up to somebody and I was just mashing the controller because I couldn't get in line for the sticks. And mashing the buttons, I won the match, just mashing. And the other guy said he's been playing like all day long and he says, you know, mashing could win. And then I just didn't like the feel of it. It just felt easy. And then I remember watching a video on YouTube where a baby was mashing the buttons on the controller, and the baby won the match online. I was like, okay. Street Fighter 4 was more challenging because you had to put work into it. I think with Street Fighter 5, they decided to like, oh, we want everybody to play. But it seems like the franchise just died. Used to be tournaments all over around me for Street Fighter 4. Now, I haven't heard about a tournament in ages. I think we need to go a little bit more on that. I mean, I even had a little Street Fighter setup. I had my little chair, I had my Asus monitor, I had my Xbox 360, and I used to play Street Fighter 4 every day. And then after they killed Street Fighter 4, I took it all away and I packed up the consoles. Like, I used to watch the tournaments almost every night, every weekend. And I tried to watch the Street Fighter 5 tournament and I was just so bored. I'm trying to create a cool little look to this. I think that should work. Yeah, I know I'm going on about Street Fighter 4, but I just loved it. It was just so much fun. I think even though, I hate to say it, but even though Street Fighter 4 was a challenge, even though people bitched about it, they still liked it. And I think they listened to too many of the people bitching, and I think that's what killed the game. I mean, if you have people playing it non-stop, buying it, making arcade sticks, tournaments like crazy, yeah, people bitch about it, but they still like it. They're just venting, basically. But all the guys I played Street Fighter 4 with, none of them got Street Fighter 5. A couple played it, then they just moved on to other stuff. Well, hopefully they fixed it up. Where is... It's not gonna work. That works. Yeah, I think one of the main things about Street Fighter V I really don't like is whenever I once in a while go see what's going on, all I ever see is a new outfit. I don't see any like patch notes or I know they do seasons, but alright, so that works. I don't know, I don't mind the story modes as long as I can play people online. I mean, if the story mode is for like the casuals and people who like that, that's fine, but alright, so that worked out pretty well. I mean, I could keep this removable, but I'll have to ask the client, see what he wants. At least now I know if I do more of these, I know what to do on it. I have no clue what happened with Bowen. I know he had a divorce and he wasn't supposed to make any stuff till 2020. So I don't know what's going on. He went to Jersey Fest like, what was it, 3 years ago? 4 years ago? He explained the situation then, but I don't know. The market's so flooded now, I don't know if he'll be able to make a comeback. But I think he still has the license? I'm not sure, I have no clue. Alright, once I find out what the client wants on this, maybe we could do some live streams of painting her up next week. Is that an air bubble? It's a little weird thing right there. Yeah, Matthew, I grew up with all that stuff back in the 80s and 90s. I lived in the arcades. I had a teen center down the road from me, so I used to go there and play all the Street Fighters and whatever. Yeah, market's flooded, statues got too big, bases got humongous, but I think the companies are starting to realize that now, that they priced everybody out of the game and they also spaced everybody out of the game. You know, that's why I always tell people, focus on your grails. A lot of new guys that come into the hobby make the mistake of buying up crazy amounts of stuff, and then they realize, I don't know why I bought all this stuff. So I always try to tell people, focus on your grail characters and you'll be happy. You'll love the hobby that way. If you're just buying and buying and buying, you have no attachment to them. But I mean, if you have the room and stuff, more power to you, but always focus on your grails. Or your favorite characters, either or. Okay, so I think once I figure out her arm, whether attach it permanently or if the client wants a removable, it should be ready for paint. I got a rod here and I put a magnet here because I think the original rod didn't line up with the base for some reason. So she fits pretty well. Roberto does this weird thing where he actually detaches the heels on all his items. I guess maybe it's better for casting, I'm not sure. Alright, I'm going to go bring in the Hulk base, see how that is doing. Hopefully it's aired out by now. Alright, jeez, he's so heavy. Let's see how he looks without having the window in the way. following him around in this thing all week. So I think the base works pretty well on him now. So I finished up the jeans, got this on, did all the skin. I glossed him up and then I dulled him back down, so I got that cool looking like dull Hulk skin. Kind of looks velvet a little bit. Still a little bit of shine around here because I ran out of my matte finish. I bought some more today. I gotta spray that down, get that shine off his shoulder. And no yellow fingernails are staying because Kirby Hulk doesn't have yellow. It's more of a green. I just gotta kind of like satin them up a bit, and that should work out pretty well. We did change the back pockets at one point. He wanted a little bit different, so I actually chopped them off and I redid them. I took out I had a rip here and like a rip over here. We took those out. He's just got some smudge here I gotta take off. So the jeans are, you know, they're like, it's sprayed far away, so it creates that texture that looks like a jeans, but it's not overdone. So this is the color they had versus what I did. It's kind of a little bit more toned down. Didn't want to go too bright on it. Yeah, I thought we were doing gray, but then when I was ready to paint up, he wanted to go green instead. The way I work is I always focus on the custom work first. I don't even think about paint work until it's ready to be painted. Because if I'm sitting here thinking about paint, I'm not focusing on all this stuff. So in the back of my head, I guess I kept thinking that we were going to do gray. But so I'll have a video up for him in probably next week sometime. There's no black paint in him whatsoever. It's browns and blues. So if you look in here, like all his shading is like blues and browns. No black paint whatsoever, because the black really like just muddies up the green. By going blue, you create like more of a green skin, I guess. I don't know how well it's showing in the studio because it's the lights in here are kind of crazy. I didn't change the factory eyes or the teeth because they worked out fine and there was really no need to, because they look pretty decent. But hard part was getting underneath here and under here because he's just so bulky. And the shirt is kind of like an off gray, not pure white, because it would look weird if it was pure white. In the studio lights it might look that, but it's not. So I think with the base color, it looks pretty decent. I'll have to send pictures, see what he says. What is this? I gotta fix that part right there. So I mean, that's the Hulk, pretty much almost done. Yeah, if you guys are ever working on something and you really want to dull it down, hit it with this stuff. This stuff is matte varnish, mecha varnish. Stuff is amazing. It clouds up the skin a little bit, where it makes it look like kind of like a green skin, which is kind of cool. And there is like a raw sienna hint in there, so there is a lot of this color misted around in areas. So he's got a little bit of this yellowish kind of tint in there, here and there. I wanted to paint him gray actually, but when I was ready to paint, he said he wanted to go green. I was like, alright. Yeah, I am glad this is over. Now I just gotta wait for the meetup when I can pass it along to the client, and because I just want him out of the house. So this is a satin varnish, which is kind of like, it's not matte, but it's not glossy. So I'm gonna put this on the fingernails and toenails, because the matte dulled them down. I don't want them like glossy, like he just got back from the salon or anything. Just want to give it a little bit of a satin look to it. And I did make his fingernails like worn, cracked. So just adding a little bit of the satin makes them shine. But once they dry though, it's a little bit wet still. Hey Sven, thanks for stopping by. All the way from Germany, huh? Thanks, Raphael. This was a lot of work. I thought it was gonna be easy. Oh yeah, just change the pants and you know, I didn't realize he was like 20 pounds, 25 pounds. Lesson learned with this thing, because all those 1/3 scale statues I've done over the past few years, those kits, they're not that heavy. This is polystone, so this is like rock and stone mixed together. I mean, rock and, you know, resin. So this thing was a beast. Yeah, I actually repainted one of the Bow and Hulk ones green, because it was it sort of looks like this type of green, and when I paint it up. But that's pretty much it for the Hulk. Now I gotta find a spot for him for the next like month or two until I can meet up with the client. Where I don't know where I'm gonna put him. I don't want to put him back on the floor. And I gotta put different felt pads on the bottom of this because one didn't come with it when the guy dropped it off like a year ago. And the other ones are all messed up now. Try and get a better angle. Yeah, so maybe in there you could see some of the raw sienna colors. Goal was to try to make the jeans look like jeans but purple. So adding a lot of gray in there kind of helps out. There's a little bit of green tint in his hair, but I don't think the camera's showing it. I didn't want to go pure black on the hair. So I think the base color works with it now. So that is the Hulk. Well, I think that's it for the day. I just kind of wanted to do a quick stream, just painting up the base, show you guys how this kind of turned out. I'm going to pretty much take some pictures, send it out to the client tonight, and hopefully I'll put up the video on painting him up, hopefully by Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. Give you guys an idea on how this was painted up. That's pretty much it for today, guys. Nico, no, he didn't want a fire hydrant, he didn't want street, he just wanted to keep it looking, he just wanted the cloth off, basically. Repainted, and no cloth. As far as a fire hydrant, if that would have opened up a can of worms, because I think there's, like, if you go to Hobby Lobby, you can find stuff in scale, but then if we try to do, like, clear resin and stuff, then it would, you know, before you know it, the project snowballs into crazy amounts of funding to get all these equipment and stuff, so he just wanted to keep it like this. Plus, I don't know, just didn't want cloth on it, basically. I think that's what it came down to. But yeah, so that's it for this week. I think next week, if things work out, I have the new airbrush booth done. I'll be starting that Sunday, hopefully, and then maybe I can get it done. We could do some tests. Maybe I'll have the Catwoman statue ready to go, and we could test the airbrush booth out with painting her up at the same time. But, alright, we're going to stop it for today. You guys have a good weekend. Stay safe out there, and then hopefully next week we'll do another live stream.